Hello folks, Bronco Bob here with Texas Best Used Motorcycles. Here today to show you a 1972, this is a C-10 Custom Deluxe long bed. It's finished in a two-tone blue and white. It's got some raised white leather Avenger GT Mastercraft tires. It's got a chrome rear bumper, and it's an older restoration, and truthfully it's more of a driver quality restoration, mainly because of the paint. The truck runs good, the engine runs smooth, transmission shifts good, power brakes work good. It is a factory air truck, however the AC is currently not working. Motor runs cool. You can tell they kind of restored it under the hood. Looks pretty nice. But the paint, there's so many paint flaws. Basically, a lot of the moldings were scratched and scraped. You can see right here where that one's bent, that one's scratched. They didn't replace those moldings, they just kind of painted the truck. You can see some overspray right here, orange peel, and all these moldings down the side. Some of them are pretty good, some of them aren't. So you kind of look at them, and some of them have extra screws kind of holding them on. If they would have replaced these moldings and took a little more time with the paint, it'd be a lot better quality. You can see some overspray here. It's got dual exhausts that come out in front of the rear tires, which actually sound pretty good. And maybe a good color sand and a buff would bring some of this out. But if you're buying it just to drive around town and go to Home Depot and have a neat little 72 truck, I'd say this is a good one for you. But if you're wanting to go to shows and compete, this is really not a show quality truck. It's just a driver. You can see how that molding there is kind of beat up, and all these moldings you can buy and replace, but you start adding them up and they get kind of expensive. The chrome trim around the rear glass is good. The bed is straight. There's some surface rust kind of popping up just where they didn't prep it real good when they shot the color on it. When we got the truck, there was a place down here on this rocker panel where it was dented. We actually had that fixed. You can see the overspray on the rubber. You know, they just didn't take a lot of time, you know, to really make it good. But being a factory air truck does add some value. Don't know what it needs. May need some wires hooked up, may need to be charged. I'm going to start it up and let you hear it. The radiator is an aftermarket radiator. It's a Kenwood. The light comes on, but there's no sound. So I don't know if maybe it doesn't have speakers. Just not sure. There's a glove box. It's got the original service parts tag. Shows 350 V8, power steering, full wheel covers. It had houndstooth blue cloth interior, hydromatic transmission, 4-season air conditioning. So those were all the options that were ordered on this truck, which was new. But these trucks have become increasingly popular, just mainly the classic body style. And the blue and white two-tone paint is one of the good classic colors. The grille has got a little place, little sections missing, or raised under the hood. It's got a smooth running 350, power brakes, power steering. And there's that Harrison style air compressor. But we flipped the switches and stuff and it won't come on, so it just needs a little troubleshooting. We're selling it just like you see it, but we just want to point out any of the flaws we see. And when you stand back and look at the truck, it has a really nice look. It does run and drive good. To me, it feels like the front shocks need to be replaced. It's just the front is a little bit bouncy. And I drive a lot of vehicles, so maybe that's just how it is. Also, the driver's window, I couldn't get it to roll down. That's another thing that'll need a little bit of attention. Passenger window works fine. But you can kind of get an idea of how she looks. And most of the flaws in the paint are just, you know, where they didn't do the tape lines real straight. You can see a little overspray here on that rubber on the windshield. You can see it right there real close. A little overspray on the drip rail. It just kind of got in a hurry. And they may have been thinking, hey, it's a pickup truck, and to some people on a pickup truck that's acceptable. Other people, they spend good money for a paint job and they want a good paint job. Well, a lot of the quality in a paint job is the preparation, and maybe the paint is really very good quality. It's just they didn't prep it, sand it, and tape it off quite the way they should have. But it's a good truck for the money. If you don't mind fixing a few little things, put some shocks on the front, get the AC working, figure out why this window won't roll down, you'll have you a pretty sweet little truck. There's a couple little places here where the paint's coming off. The crank turns, but maybe just something's froze up in there. It just needs to be lubed, or might need a regulator replaced. But thanks for looking. Thanks for your time. I'm Bronco Bob with Texas Best Used Motorcycles. We just want you to see this truck and see what it is, and somebody's going to buy it and they're probably going to absolutely love it. But we don't want to tell you it's something that it's not and have you be disappointed. But have a great day. Give us a call. I'm Bronco Bob with Texas Best Used Motorcycles. Happy trails.